Holy guacamole! This is gonna be the biggest news ever.
Did someone say news?
Roll out.
Come up first.
Does anybody have a coin?
Are you ready?
Let's go.
This month on Television, we'll take a look inside a beloved local bakery, meet Newton North's therapy dog, Bailey, and we'll take the lid off of North's new and improved recycling club. These stories and more this month on Television. Now here are your anchors, Martina Roscoe and Renan Green.
Hello, and welcome to the fourth Tiger Vision of the school year. I'm Renan Green.
And I'm Martina Roscoe.
We aim to tell the stories from around our community that matter the most to Newton students.
First up, Renan Green goes green and gives an inside look into Newton North's Recycling Club.
This Thursday's filming, next Thursday's posting.
Meet the Recycling Club, a group of dedicated students who aim to create a sustainable recycling program at Newton North.
So right now, we're all our recycling is based on a volunteers system, and we're trying to set up a system that will last, that can be sustainable without volunteers.
Volunteers collect waste from the recycling bins in each classroom before emptying them in the dumpsters, something that Newton North wasn't doing before.
I know a while ago there used to be a recycling club, and they would go around and pick up the recycling, much like we're doing now with volunteers. And so after the seniors left, the club kind of died down. And so after that, no one was picking up the recycling.
Having the bins in the classroom was a bit deceiving. I think a lot of people thought that we recycled because the bins were there. I think the reality of the situation was that they were left over from the past recycling group.
To combat this issue, the Recycling Club has been working to design and implement a sustainable program, one that won't be reliant on volunteers.
The best way to have a real recycling ethos here is to change the culture, to change how people think about it, to make people aware of it. I think they're really invested in having this not only work this year and next year, but to have it work 10 years from now, so that they realize that they can the student who's in the club now can be irrelevant to how the program works in 10 years.
To begin this culture shift, the club knew that change would have to start from the top down, so they gave a presentation at a Newton North faculty meeting.
So we're going to see that rooms 1 through 33 are going to go into 21, and that rooms 34 through 59
So we're going to have recycle bins set up on each floor, and they'll be in certain locations. And so on certain days, homerooms will dump their recycle into those big recycle bins, and then the janitors and custodians will bring those bins down to the actual recycle dumpsters.
The club hopes to implement the system in the coming year. In the meantime, the main focus is to keep the current system working. Some recent improvements include a PSA video that was aired in homerooms, along with instructional signs around the building.
As the program unfolds, hopefully students will get the sense that they're empowered to recycle. It's not going to be about the custodians doing the work. It's going to be about students in homeroom taking care of the recycling and being the ones who really manage the program.
And so far, the future for the program appears very, very bright. For Newton North TV, I'm Renan Green.
Thanks, Renan. It's great to see their hard work paying off on such a large scale. The local Newtonville bakery, Great Harvest, is known for its delicious aroma and for giving out free slices of bread. But did you ever wonder what goes on behind the counter? Jordan Myers met up with the owner of Great Harvest to talk about the business and the recipe for success.
The delicious aroma of bread have been wafting through Newtonville for many years. We sat down with the owner, Cheryl Salucci, to find out more about this taste.
My husband and I have owned this store for the last 15 years. We're part of a national franchise, but we're not like a Dunkin' Donuts. We're what's known as a freedom franchise. And what that means is that each store is individually owned and operated, so it's never run by a manager. You're never going to have somebody that's invested in it, but is never here. You're going to have the owners working in the store. My husband actually was involved with the franchise prior to me being involved. I just worked in an office, and he owned a different Great Harvest with a partner, and we just were having kids, and that store didn't generate enough income for two families, so we found out this store was for sale, and he said, "You're not going to have to come in." And that was 15 years ago, and I'm here all the time.
I sat down with Juliana Lukonski to find out more about what behind the register.
Usually my job would be described as being a cashier, but it's a lot more than that. It's like I have to deal with customers, ring up, bag bread, clean, like manage coffees, make sandwiches, a lot of stuff. So it's a little bit more than just a cashier. I mean, I really like giving out free slices of bread to little kids. That's always fun because they're always really excited.
I asked who actually makes the bread.
Only the bakers make the bread because I'm like an employee, but we have specific bakers who come in and do all of that. We just help depanning it and putting it on the racks and bagging it when it's ready, when it's cool. But the bakers are the only ones who actually make the bread.
We asked Cheryl Salucci more about this delicious process.
My husband, so what he does is he gets here between 3:30 and 4 o'clock in the morning, and our process is called a sponge and dough. So what that means is that he starts with a few basic ingredients, and he makes what's called the sponge, and that has the yeast and a sweetener in it, and a little bit of flour. That rises and gets to a certain temperature. He adds more ingredients, and then it has to sit on the mixer for a certain amount of time. Then it also, from there, it has to rise again before it goes on to the kneading table and they actually knead it. After they knead it and shape it into the loaves, then it goes onto the proofing rack and it rises again, and then it goes into the oven. So the process of making each type of bread start to finish is about 4 to 5 hours for each type of bread. So it's his job to kind of time it so that when he finishes processing one bread, the next one is ready to go, and then they can start processing that one. So he has two other guys that work with him doing production.
For Newton North TV, this is Jordan Myers signing off.
Thanks, Jordan. It sounds like they really are raking in the dough.
Being named captain of one team is a major honor, but what about 3 teams? Next up, Chris Hart talked with dedicated athlete and 3-sport captain Mike Gatley on his final seasons here at North.
A 6'2" senior co-captain, number 30, Mike Gatley.
Although Mike Gatley might not look like your average 3-sport superstar, this quiet senior has built an athletic career at North that has garnered both respect and admirations of coaches and fellow student athletes alike. I spoke to the head baseball coach, Joe Siciliano, and head basketball coach, Paul Connolly, just to see what kind of an impact Mike has made on their teams over the years.
My first impressions of Mike were that he was a very hard-working young man. He got better every day. And I think he was an example to everybody in terms of hard work, focus, and then executing in the game. Michael is one of our captains, and the young kids, all I have to say this year is just look at what that guy does and just emulate him.
He just gives you so much from a coach's standpoint that, a lot of times go unnoticed. The fact that he's a multi-sport athlete brought a lot to our team. Just love him. Can't say enough about him. He's, one of the best kids I've ever coached. He garners a lot of respect from his peers, from his teammates, from opposing teams. What he does and what he brings to a team is just, it's tough to put a value on it.
I also sat down with Mike to see how playing 3 sports ever since he was young has helped his overall athletic performance.
Playing 3 different sports allows for you to just have a mental edge to the game. I'm not the most athletic kid, but that hasn't really stopped me from, contributing on the teams I play on.
Mike is committed to play football at Framingham State University, and there's no doubt that the skills he's picked up at North, alongside his tireless work ethic, will make him a successful college football player. Signing off for NNTV, this is Chris Hart.
Thanks, Chris. We wish Mike the best at Framingham State University next year.
Recently, Theater Inc. put on an amazing performance of the acclaimed musical Oliver. Sam Shredder interviewed the cast and crew and found out what it's like bringing 19th century London back to life on the stage. Food, glorious food, what is that more handsome? Don't swallow or chew, still put the kids' hands up. What is it we dream about? What brings on the side? Pile peaches and cream effect, 6 feet high. Food, glorious food, is brighter than you.
Oliver, the musical, is about a boy named Oliver Twist. It's based on the Charles Dickens novel, and it's about a young boy who starts his life in a workhouse in London in the 1800s.
So I am playing Mr. Bumble, and Mr. Bumble is the beadle. So he runs the workhouse where where you first meet Oliver. The first interaction that Bumble and Oliver have is Oliver is asking for more food. Please, sir, may I have some more? Like that iconic line from the show.
And this line spirals his whole journey. He gets kicked out of the workhouse, and then he kind of has an adventure through London.
He starts out pretty small and frail and shy. He's gone through horrible treatment in his life, with the awful conditions of the workhouse and the people who work there.
In the 3 years that I've been here, we did Thoroughly Modern Millie and Once Upon a Mattress, and now we're doing Oliver. And so Oliver definitely is a darker story. It definitely has like jovial moments and high energy musical theater numbers, but the overall story does follow like criminals in London. And so there's a bit more tragedy, there's a little bit more substance to the scenes.
So what I like about this show is that I think we can express a large range of fashion in the 1850s London. Like the majority of it is like grimy and realistic, and other parts like we're able to make more attractive lavish costumes.
When we put together costumes, we think of what the character would realistically wear, and what kind of clothes do they have, what kind of class are they, what period in time are they from.
So when this was originally published, there were little cartoons with each bit of the book that was published, and so we would look back at those cartoons and you would see like a cartoon of Bumble and how like someone from that time period actually drew that. And it's really cool because you get to see a really accurate description of what was considered modern and hip or whatever. So you get actual examples of that, and it's really, really amazing to be able to base costumes off of that.
This show has been kind of exciting for us in our sort of field because we got to play with a lot of SFX, special effects makeup. We have a lot of girls playing boys.
I love how we have had so many female actors that needed to play boy characters, because coming into this I had no idea how to make something like that work, and seeing them on stage, I feel like we've transformed them into a completely different person.
We've put a lot of research into the sort of style and what people would have really looked like to give some sort of realism to the show. We've spent hours cutting wigs, we spent hours mixing dirt to the perfect London color.
I love that our show takes place in dirty London. I love that aesthetic. We have Nancy, who is a woman full of passion and energy.
She works at a bar, and she is in a relationship with this man named Bill Sykes, who she loves very much, but it's an abusive relationship, and she knows that. But she's a very strong-willed woman, and she doesn't want to give up this love and this life. She grew up in this pickpocket's den where Oliver ends up. And she's kind of a maternal figure to all the young boys who are pickpockets, and ends up being a maternal figure to Oliver as well.
All of the characters are super fun. They're fun to watch. They're played out ridiculously in the sense that everything they do is just huge, and there's always something. The audience is always experiencing something big that's happening on stage.
The whole musical kind of shows his journey to finding love and finding a home and finding a family. And so that's what Oliver's about.
Thanks, Sam, and thanks Theater Inc. for another great production.
Nurses and doctors use all types of medicine to help patients with stress, but the cutest way is with the help of therapy dogs, like the newest addition to our school, Bailey the Poodle. With more on this story, here's Cassidy Belmore.
High school can be hard, stressful, and annoying, but want to know how to ease off a little bit of stress of schoolwork? Meet Bailey, the new therapy puppy at Newton North. Bailey first came just a few months ago and is loved by everyone. So just how does Bailey help people feel less stressed and more happy?
It definitely decreases stress. It increases what they call, quote, the good feeling hormones, which then promotes muscle relaxation, so that they either have a better rapport with their therapist or they feel like they can share more because they feel safer.
So what is a day in the life as a 7-month-old puppy in a huge environment?
He actually goes to 3 different groups every week. He has 1 on Wednesdays and 2 on Thursdays, so that's pretty consistent. There are probably about a dozen kids who come down on those specific days to see him because they know it relaxes them. So mostly at this point it's specifically been some of the special education teachers and the support, the counseling staff. So if they do groups, sometimes he's just there, and what they've noticed is, like what I said before, sometimes people just feel more relaxed. He works with a couple of the counselors and works with some of the kids who are on the spectrum, the autism spectrum, and he's actually been great because it's teaching them socialization, so that because the dog doesn't communicate, they have to read different signals.
Being as cute as Bailey can be tough and busy, but everyone always makes sure to put Bailey first if he ever needs a break.
I've realized that I have to kind of protect him. Like sometimes I just hide him away in the back room because I've been doing a lot of reading about comfort dogs and therapy dogs, and sometimes the dogs, intrinsically dogs like read people's faces. Obviously they can't communicate, but their communication they're really good, or some different breeds of dogs, of reading people's faces and kind of knowing when someone's sad or kind of going to them when they feel stressed. So you actually have to be careful that the dog doesn't take all that on.
Not only is Bailey the cutest dog, but he's also the only known high school therapy dog in New England.
I can't find any other regular ed schools that have dogs. There are a few when I've done research to see if we're the only ones, or kind of trying to develop policies and protocols. But in terms of just a dog being able to access, everybody having access to him, I don't know of another school that's doing that.
As you can see, Bailey is very cute and makes everyone really happy. And I think every school should think about getting a therapy dog just like Bailey.
Thanks, Cassidy. Make sure to stop by and say hi to Bailey next time you go by the nurse's office.
My co-reporter, Markina Roscoe, recently created an uplifting video for Newton North's Body Confidence Day. We'd love to share it to end this edition of Tiger Vision. Enjoy.
I recently watched a video produced by student Shay Glover from the Chicago High School for the Arts. After watching her video, I wanted to create a similar piece for Newton North. I walked around the school and asked students and teachers if they'd like to be a part of my photo project. Once they agreed, I then told them I was taking photos of people who I think are beautiful. Here are their reactions. So I'm taking photos of students who I think are beautiful. I'm taking photos of students who I think are beautiful.
clever.
Oh, am I beautiful?
Yeah.
I'm so honored.
You're welcome.
I'm taking photos of students who I think are beautiful.
Oh, that's so cute. Thank you.
That's so nice.
Who?
You. I'm taking photos of students and teachers who I think are beautiful.
We are beautiful.
What I'm doing is I'm taking photos of students who I think are beautiful.
Thanks.
Really? Yeah.
Oh, I feel thank you so much.
You're welcome. What I'm doing is I'm taking photos of students who I think are beautiful.
Can I do my pose?
Sure. I'm taking photos of students who I think are beautiful.
Oh, nice.
I'm taking photos of students who I think are beautiful.
Oh, that's so nice of you.
They're beautiful.
Oh.
You're kidding.
No.
Is it really? Oh, I thought you were just saying that to convince me to take my picture.
Of students who I think are beautiful.
What? That is the corniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. That makes me really happy, actually. That's so nice.
You're welcome.
I love that you guys are doing that.
I'm taking photos of students who I think are beautiful.
You think I'm beautiful?
Yeah.
Of course I'm beautiful. Fine as hell. But man, cute. That's that one.
No.
Oh, no.
That's a lie. You're beautiful. You're beautiful.
Oh, you think I'm beautiful? Oh my goodness, for real? Are you taking my picture right now?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah. I'm taking photos of students who I think are beautiful.
Of people who what?
Who I think are beautiful.
Oh no, don't say that.
Well,
Thank you.
You're
I think the
welcome.
same of you. You're so beautiful.
Thank you.
Wait, what?
We're taking photos of people who we think are beautiful.
I'm definitely beautiful.
That's so nice. Get off my face. Now y'all on the side. You're gassing me up.
You're beautiful.
Thank you. The side. Oh my god.
Are beautiful. Thank you. You're welcome.
I'll look better tomorrow.
No, because you look perfectly
every day.
No, I don't.
You're fleek every day.
There are multiple people that are self-conscious about what they look like. But no matter how different we may look from each other, we are all beautiful people. So take one moment out of your day to tell someone how beautiful they are and put a smile on their face.
Thanks, Markina. It's nice to be reminded that everyone is beautiful in their own way.
Well, that wraps up our final edition of Target Visions for the year. If you have any stories or ideas, please send them to nntv@newtonnorthtv@gmail.com.
There truly are stories everywhere. Check us out at youtube.com/NewtonNorthTV. Thanks for watching. Again, I'm Renan Green.
And I'm Markina Roscoe. We'll see you soon.